of the NBA.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. I'm Brian Anderson, joined by Hall of Famers Doris Burke and Grant Hill, and the fourth member of our crew, reporter Allie LaForce. Allie, take it away.
Well, Fred VanVleet, a first-time All-Star in 2021, said of his journey, quote, "It's like a movie storyline, just scratching and clawing. All the work and the sacrifices, I'm always going to have this great perspective that allows me to navigate differently and helps me succeed." Brian?
Allie, his toughness and IQ, a big factor for them. Thanks for that. And we're in for a fast-paced game today, it seems. These teams like to get out on the break and run as much as possible, Grant.
Hey, BA, get your popcorn. There's a lot of speed out there, almost a track meet, believe that. Yeah, you see each side has a great deal of speed. Both teams will be looking to play to their strength and get easy buckets in transition.
Now let's take a look at Toronto's starting lineup. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. OG Anunoby out there with Fred VanVleet. And it's Pirtle in at the 5 down low. And for San Antonio. And so off the tip, it's Toronto. Here's VanVleet. Pass to Anunoby. The 3-ball. Hits the 3-pointer.
When you have vision at the forward spot, it always opens up and elevates a team. Scotty Barnes passing on display.
Here's Sohan. Now here's Johnson. Lays it up and banks it in.
Making a statement here early, going right to the rack. I love it.
And this is why you get the ball into his hands. Let him establish the pace and rhythm of the game.
Now here's VanVleet. Back to Anunoby. The 3 from Barnes. The rebound by the Spurs. Anunoby covering. On the wing, Jones. And terrific work on the offensive glass as he picks up the deuce.
You're fighting to keep the possession alive, something this guy does so well.
Well, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. It's the Spurs. They lead by 1. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2.
Please give a big round of applause for you.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter. We'll see what happens here in the second. All right, guys, before we move on, what do you think about the Spurs at this point?
They're off to a rock-solid start. They brought a well-thought-out plan into this one.
What terrific work at the offensive end. They have built some early momentum here.
Here's Vassell. We've got Devin Vassell, Doug McDermott out there with Keita Bates-Diop. Then there's Devontae Graham, and it's Bassie in at the center position, locking down the middle. That's the San Antonio 5. Now here's Trent over McDermott. Another shot. And the layup by Trent. Trent's got his first bucket in this one.
Oh, the defense trying to get physical and shake up Gary Trent Jr., and he's not having any of it.
Here's Bassie. On the wing, Vassell. McDermott outside. Here he goes. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
First personal foul. First team foul. At the line for San Antonio, Doug McDermott, taking 2 shots.
Shooting 2.
That free throw misses.
I think I like the skill set of Doug McDermott. He's a phenomenal shooter, and he's got tremendous range.
He hits the second from the line. 27 seconds left in the half. Trent outside. Outside Barnes. Pass to Trent. 4-3. Passing pulls it in. Now McDermott. From deep three-point range. Oh, got it off in time, but it's no good. And so it's tied as we head to halftime. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basketball fans. What a pleasure it is to bring you into the 2K studios again. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. A pretty close game for the Spurs throughout the first quarter. They ended the period holding on to a slim one-point lead. They couldn't hold on to the slim lead they had at the start of the second quarter and headed into the locker room with the game all knotted up. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
It's time to wake up. They came out unfocused, unmotivated, unprepared, and it shows in the efficiency numbers. Terrible field goal percentage. They could be way ahead in this game if they were taking better shots.
Looking at Toronto, Shaq, your thoughts?
The road could be unfriendly. They've clearly risen to the challenge. They're shrugging off the chants from the fans. Defense, you all of that. No. They're playing, they're focused, and they're getting to work. They're playing with a lot of confidence right now.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been a fairly even one. So for Toronto right now, the forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. Fred VanVleet out there with OG Anunoby. And it's Pirtle in at the center position. Now here's Bucket. They get it back, and another shot. And he lays it up and in.
Hey, clashes with the larger defender and makes maybe the big shot of the game.
Well, he knows how much was riding on that possession. You get the sense he relishes the chance.
Now here's VanVleet. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Well, we know that Fred VanVleet can be relied upon to find the open man. This guy's so consistently good at it.
Jones. Rebound by VanVleet. Johnson against Barnes. Pass to VanVleet. And here's Siakam. Here's Pirtle. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair.
Well, for a player with Pirtle's size, that type of play he needs to make. Get inside, drop contact, get to the line, be physical. Love it.
2 shots.
He misses the free throw. Second free throw, no good. Tie game in San Antonio. All right, we're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of quarter number 4 next. And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Devin Vassell out there with Keldon Johnson. Then it's Keita Bates-Diop. Then there's Devontae Graham. That's who's in the game for the Spurs. Here's Trent. Wesley with a rebound. Pass to Johnson. Toronto grabs the miss.
Boy, in that close, he's almost automatic. Boy, that's pretty good defense. Wow.
Here's Van Vliet. Trent, the pass to Achua. Here's Anunoby. 4 on the clock. Second chance shot. No good. Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. The score tied at 7. There's 10 seconds left in the final quarter.
Okay, everybody, time to get up and get wild right now.
present the New Balance Player of the Game, Fred VanVleet.
And I just love to see a player who plays with an aggressive mindset. I mean, he had the energy and the intensity all game. He didn't waste any time when he had his chances out there by attacking the rim.
Johnson with it. Shoots over Barnes. Missed it. Regulation is ended, and we are headed to overtime. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And now we get set for overtime in what has been a stirring contest. Here we go. It'll be the Raptors off the tip. No shortage of excitement here as we're officially underway in overtime. VanVleet and Trent Jr. team up as the backcourt. The forward duo, the athletic pair of Barnes and Siakam. And it's Pirtle in at the 5. And it's in!
And the stakes were high right there. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
And Toronto calls time here. They're losing by 2. 46 seconds left to play in overtime.
Spurs fans, let's get on our feet and make some noise for the Spurs Kwai. Fans, let's hear it. We're
VanVleet against Jones. Yes! And he's tied it up. What a shot!
Well, Fred VanVleet, we've seen him. He's able, off the dribble, dribble to create enough space for his shot.
Time called here. The Spurs decide to talk it over. Scores tied at 9. There's 38 seconds left in the first overtime period.
Spurs fans, no reason to cry when we got the Spurs Hype Squad. Spurs fans, no reason to cry when we got the Spurs Hype Squad. San Antonio, let's give it up for your Spurs Hype Squad.
Johnson, he's checked in for San Antonio. Off the inbound, and it's good.
Well, use the pick and going right to the cup. I love the aggressiveness.
Here's Toronto now. Here's Siakam. Collins with the rebound. What a huge trip here.
Absolutely. You can feel the energy in this arena.
There's a 4-second difference between the shot and game clock. Outside Jones, right side Johnson. Just 5 on the clock.
Looking to close things out. That might have been the nail in the coffin.
Well, at this point, they're so far up, it would take a real collapse to give this game away at this point.
And Toronto calls time here. They're down by 4. There's 6 seconds left in overtime. All right, guys, what do you think?
No, they've got a quick bucket here.
They need to score, and they need to do it quickly, but it is still possible here.
Into the lineup for the Raptors, OG Anunoby.
Three-pointer, Van Vliet. He's off on that one. And so it's San Antonio who scraped by with the win. It was touch and go there for a while, but in overtime, they caught a second win.
They really did, and it was wild.